question mark, etc., and asking the next time, your notes become much better, and all it takes is a couple minutes. You know, it's a very simple thing to do. Okay, middle box, we'll use the general word break. And the idea during this time is actually to take a break. This person has been in their business class and then studying it, so they've been busy concentrating for a couple hours. And I don't know about you, but after a couple of hours, that's it. My brain and my body are just saying, I need a break, time out, right? What do you do during the break? Eating is good. Taking a walk is good. Just get outside, get some blood circulating and all that. A few other things are possible, but what I wanted to ask you, okay, and again, I'd love to get into more detail, but we won't, for eating. What kind of food should you not eat, given the fact that you have another class coming up? General kinds. Yeah, a lot of sugar. And what's the other dangerous one? Yeah, junk food. Okay, what do both of those usually do to people? Yeah. Right, and when does this happen? Oh, about halfway through this class. Okay, and you don't want to eat anything that causes you to sit there and then halfway through the next class start to completely fall asleep. So when you eat, it doesn't have to be the healthiest thing in the world, but it should be something that gives you energy for what's to come, but doesn't put you into a coma halfway through the next class. People do that all the time. I see them over at the cafeteria eating like a double cheeseburger and fries, and they probably love every bite of that. But then if I followed them the rest of the day, something horrible would happen somewhere right around in here. And of course, if you're done for the day, you don't have any other classes, you could do whatever. But again, I don't know how many of you are like this, but a lot of my students take a class at 8 or 9 in the morning, and then they have one at 11, and then they have one at 1, and then one at 3. They have these long days, exhausting days, and that's hard. If you're giving yourself sort of food that will affect you that way, it's not so good. Okay, and then the last half hour, what would go in there? Right, is to preview for the next class. How many people are in the regular habit of doing that? Well, it might be a little bit more than this, but not much. Hardly anybody does these. Everybody's good at this. Like professional breakers, you know, and I understand that. Well, what would you do as part of the preview right before class? One thing would be to go over your notes that you took the last time you were there. Kind of get your brain warmed up. Another one would be to preview the textbook. So if your history teacher the last time you were there said, chapter 7 next week, then even if you haven't read the chapter, which would be nice, then spending 10 minutes looking through it and reading the summary and the bold print headings and just kind of seeing what's there, again, helps warm you up for what's to come. So with all of this as sort of background, I wanted to give you one other idea related to this break time, and then we're going to get to our other questions, spend a little time on that. There are about 3 or 4 really good reasons why most students don't do these things. And I wondered if anybody can think of one or has thought of one. Since hardly anybody does this, why is that? Say again? Yeah, thanks for your honesty. That's good. You know what some people say? They say, look, I'm done. When the teacher says we're done, we're done. You know, I don't want to look at it anymore. It takes a lot of effort to do this, so let me just take a nice long break. I get that, okay? That's one. Anybody think of another reason why people don't do these so much?